Hi guys, in this video I'm going to be doing an overview of the AoShi GTS and the AoShi GTSM 6x6s. So the first thing that you should know is the size. So here I have a regular AoShi 6x6. As you can see, it's significantly smaller. It doesn't look that much smaller, but it does make a big difference in your hands compared to a 3x3. This is my Weilong GTS2M. You can see the size, and I have heard that it's slightly larger than the Yushin 6x6. Which I did find was quite small. Unfortunately, I don't have any with me to compare. So, first of all, the turning. Compared to an AoShi GTS 6x6, I find that it does feel less stable. So, the GTS, the regular AoShi 6x6 had a good stability to it, but with this one, I find that it feels a little more flimsy. Now, with the regular AoShi GTS 6x6, I tend to have a problem with lockups. So if I do an ALG, here you can see something's catching. I'm not quite sure what it is, what's going on. I've tried it at different tensions, and I never seem to be able to get a good tension or any good... Yeah, I can't seem to really get it so that it doesn't catch or lock up like that. And that is not unique to outer layers. I try to do the middle layers like this, and it catches somewhere. That seems to be a major problem with it. But otherwise, the turning is quite smooth, quite fast as well. So, over the regular AoShi 6x6, it is definitely much faster and seems to have much more of an effortless turning, and the size is definitely better. But just looking at the regular AoShi 6x6, I would definitely not recommend it over something like a Yushin 6x6 with the replaced springs, or even a Chi 6x6 probably, because it's got the speed, but unfortunately it catches. If we look at the GTSM, on the other hand, that's where things get quite different. So it's got magnets on all three layers, of course. On the inner layers, the magnets are stronger. On the second layers, they're a little weaker, but still a decent strength, and on the outer layers, they're a little less strong as well. Essentially, it'll help keep the cube in place while you do the 3x3 stage. Now, the magnets don't only do that. They also seem to add a large amount of stability to the cube. So I can do turns, and it feels nice. It doesn't lock up very much. It still has a bit of that flimsy feel to it. But the turns seem to actually get finished before the next move happens, and so there's a lot less catching, as you can see. That is the significant difference between these two puzzles. This one catches, this one is nice, springy, and does not catch. So, my recommendation to you, if you're considering getting either of these, I would say wait, because the GTSM is currently not yet released, but they are planning on releasing it. I believe that this is simply a prototype version, except the M is definitely leagues ahead better of the regular one from what I have seen. And in fact, I do think that this is the best 6x6 that I have personally tried. Now, unfortunately, I do not own any other of the popular 6x6s, but I have tried many of them, and compared to the other ones, this one is just pretty amazing. It's got fast, it's got a pretty light turning too. That's something that I haven't mentioned yet. And it also comes in stickerless, which is great. I know almost all cubes come in stickerless now, but it's definitely a plus. And really, there's not much bad I can say about this cube. If we go to popping, that's the one thing that I forgot to talk about. I think I've gotten a couple pops with this cube. Now, the popping is not that bad. I've done a lot of solves. It's just that if you turn very roughly and if you have it at very loose tensions, that is something that could happen. But the funny thing is, I think both times that I had a pop, I had it at the end of edges, and I was able to do 3x3 stage, almost as if absolutely nothing happened, without the centerpiece in it and just finish the solve. So really that pop didn't really make any difference in the time, maybe a teeny bit, but it wasn't very significant. So that is something interesting. And also if we look at the ignoring this kind of lockup, it doesn't really happen in solves. I don't think I've had it in a solve at all. It will happen if you force it really badly. One of those internals will get out of place or something like that. But otherwise, lockups are quite few. The turning is fast. It's got that magnetic stability to it. There's not really much bad I can say about this cube. The only thing is that it feels a little bit flimsy, but it isn't. It's stable, and it's a great 6x6. So as I said, this one is definitely the best of the two, and in my opinion, it's the best 6x6 that I have tried.